Italian are you?
Pretty Italian.
Okay, so only because I have a friend who's Italian, and we had a whole argument about this, and I was like, I have to ask Anthony because he'll know.
Okay.
So, okay, is it gravy or is it sauce?
It's sauce.
Okay, he calls it gravy. And when you eat spaghetti,
Right.
do you twirl it on a spoon?
How you really are supposed to do it is you hold a spoon and then you twirl it against the spoon. That's how you do it.
Okay, so that is a thing. You are supposed to do that.
Yes. Okay. Ask me questions.
So, eating garlic bread with pasta or as an appetizer, is that a real Italian thing?
Garlic bread, no. Regular bread, yes.
Huh, okay.
So-
Because, I was reading a story that said that garlic bread is an Olive Garden type thing. It's from restaurants, and that real Italians just eat regular bread. They don't eat garlic bread with pasta.
Right, and we want really, really good bread. We don't care about garlic bread.
Right, okay. There's no stuffed crust pizza in your world, right? That's an Americanized thing.
There should never be stuffed crust anything in anybody's world. That's nasty. Don't put that in your mouth. If you wonder why you're 25,000 pounds overweight, it's because you put stuff in the crust.
All right, how about this one? I noticed when I was in Italy, I took my mother to Rome, remember? Took her on a little mother-daughter trip a couple of years ago. Every time we went out to dinner, they just served us food, and that was the food. Nobody came around and said, would you like some Parmesan cheese?
Oh,
and
no. That's
that adding extra Parmesan cheese, in Italy, it's considered an insult to the chef. Is that true?
Yeah, the chef will come out and yell at you. Yeah, you can't do that. No, he has to make the decision how much cheese should be put on there.
Right.
You know, when he's making that meal, that's an Olive Garden thing. That's
okay.
The food tastes so bad, you have to cover it up with cheap cheese.
What about overcooking your pasta? Is it always al dente, or can I have it like fully cooked?
Now, it's always al dente, and there's a right time to boil pasta, and that little alarm is in my head at all times.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep.
And finally, what about so if I have a pot that's just not big enough, can I break the pasta up, or does it have to always be the entire long whole pastas?
Well, and I'm going to go to hell for saying this, but I break my pasta up just because I think it's easier to cook that way. But every time I do that, I think my grandfather's rolling in the grave.
Right.
When I do that, because it's so wrong, but I don't know. It's easier to eat. I feel like I'm 10 years old again when you do that, because it's it's easier to eat. So I think you should do that.
I dated an Italian, this guy Gianluca, and I remember I made the mistake of making him pasta one time, and I did that where I broke the pasta in half, and he made fun of me relentlessly. He was like, "Is this baby pasta? What is?" He didn't know what it was. He didn't understand why, the pastas were all so short.
Yeah, and I've known people that don't have enough pasta sauce and put ketchup on. It just hurts my heart to even think about that.
Oh, well, this is going to kill you. When I was a little girl and I used to go to the baby daddy's house, he would make me spaghetti with ketchup and butter.
Oh.
That's what he fed his little girl.
Oh.
And
why do
he's
dads
French.
do
We
that?
expect. The French don't know how to cook pasta.
Why do dads do that? My stepfather would cook me macaroni and cheese with hot dogs in it. He'd cut hot dogs up, and that would be the only thing he could make. He could make nothing else. He has never made food, I don't think. So when he's left alone with us, it's hot dog and macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, for me it was spaghetti with ketchup and butter, or he was taking me out for pizza.
Right.
That was the only other option.
Guys back then, they didn't know how to cook. I mean, they just didn't.
I mean, how hard is it? You get on YouTube, but you learn how to cook now.
Yeah, see, there was no YouTube. And I remember when I first moved out, it was hard for me to figure it out because I would have to ask people or I actually got cookbooks to figure it out.
You're a great cook, though. You were a line cook for a while?
Yep.
Okay, so how did you know how to cook? Like when you were a line cook, did you already know how to cook, or you learned it there?
I learned it there. I mean, I was just forced to learn it. They put you in there and they say, do this, do that. Well, how do you clean a squid? You do it like this and do it like that, and then move
Wow.
on. Yeah, there was no YouTube. There was no looking it up online. And if I had to figure out how to make something, I would ask people.